Okay. Hello and welcome to the Friday full week recap. So here we are again at the Ignite Search HQ headquarters. I thought I'd just give a bit of an update on how things are going, not just within the business but also within the community in Perth. Of course, as we always love to do, we always love to give overwhelming value, right? So we're also going to talk a little bit about how search engine optimization, right, fits in with web design. It's a very interesting topic, and a topic that's really quite timely given the month of the year that we are in as well, which is the financial year. And then we'll just round up with a few updates on the news that are trending in this week, right, via the weekly wrap. For those who are not following the weekly wrap or not subscribing to the weekly wrap, I encourage you to do so. Great post, full of value, no promotion, comes out every Wednesday, straight to your inbox. But for this week, right, we're restarting the post of the weekly wrap into the website as well. So a little bit more about that. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about our really cool event that's coming up. We're just gathering expression of interests at the moment. So I'll cover a little bit of that as well. So first of all, how's everything going into the marketing sentiment in Perth? Obviously the slump, right? It's still real. Okay. The overall sentiment is still down, but especially this week and last week, there has been a little bit of, trickle of good news, right? Especially from the property sector. We're not seeing massive trends that are actually, saying that there's going to be a big increase, but sources are pointing to, and this is not just from the market, but also from newspaper sources and people that we've been speaking to, is that we may be getting close to the bottom, if not already at the bottom of the market. And I guess what that means for businesses that are in the process or considering to do online marketing, right? There is never a better time to do it right now. And given the fact that it's a new financial year, a lot of companies would have new budgets or have their marketing reviewed. So if you are not engaged in online marketing at the moment and you believe that your target audience has a bulk of their attention in digital marketing, right, which safely can say is a lot of industries, then most definitely have a look at actually implementing online marketing, either within in-house or getting an external agency like us to come in and have a chat with you. If you're already doing marketing right, it's great to look back 6 months, 12 months, really find out what the results are, right? So again, results depend on what's been measured. So yes, rankings is great. Yes, visitor traffic is great. Yes, engagement on the website is great. But in the end, right, it's all about business outcomes, right? So when we in our agency talk about overwhelming value, what we really mean is value that is to the customer, to the client, to the project. So that usually comes in two main forms, right? So that is usually in leads, right? So generating significant amount of targeted relevant leads for the business, right? So they can be converted offline by the company. The second one is sales. So we work with a lot of e-commerce companies, and sales numbers, right, especially online sales and also online to offline sales as well, is very, very important. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had reports coming out from some of our projects, and the results are just phenomenal. Like we're talking 1,047% plus increase in profit ROI. So that's not sales ROI, because yes, sales are great. Like sales and revenue sit here, right? But all businesses, right, have margins. So when you talk about ROI, we in the business don't really talk about sales ROI as much as profit ROI. So if given the chance, right, we always go by profit ROI. Just take away what we call cost of goods sold and any variable costs, right? That's the true measure of how a marketing project is. going. And yeah, we're quite happy to say that for all the projects that we're working on, right, we have been achieving some pretty amazing results. Again, on a base-to-base, kind of a business-to-business, individual case basis, right? But for the most part, yeah, like, this is the reason why clients always stick with us. And we're not a big team, so a big team of 3 at the moment. Started about 2 years ago. But yeah, like, we're definitely growing quite quickly because of the good work. So yeah, if you like, have a chat with us. Now, in addition to that, and following on, right, so we publish something called the weekly wrap, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what it is actually. So the weekly wrap, if you look at here, cool. So you can see my screen here. Now, sorry, over here. So yeah, so the weekly wrap is a newsletter that we publish every week, every Wednesday, with no intervals, right? And we've been doing this for the past two and a half, coming up to 3 years. So it's been already more than 120 of these out. The reason why we do it is because we like to give back and we like to share everything that we know. So this particular newsletter, and you can definitely subscribe on it as well. So if you go onto the website, right, and then you go to the homepage, okay, so you scroll down to the homepage, and then there is a form at the bottom called the weekly wrap, right? So if you go down here, and the form is here, okay. So if you like what you see, right, and you want to receive it in the inbox every day without having to go to the website, please subscribe to it. Otherwise, right, we are looking to try to keep publishing these on the blog at the moment going forward. That is our goal. We will aim for that, right? But to be absolutely sure to get it, definitely sign up for the weekly wrap email. Currently, thousands of people are actually on it, and we're very lucky to say that we get emails coming back to say, hey, Cheech, like, this kind of post, this kind of content that you're pushing out, it's so good. Like, it's literally just full value. Like, there's no promotion, there's no sales. Guarantee that if you start reading these, right, and you start picking up picking up on all these news updates every week on a Wednesday, and it means you don't have to go and look for it anymore because we do all the hard work, right? So we do everything, and you definitely be informed and be ahead of anyone in your industry. Okay, so it's really quick. Like, it kind of split into 2 areas, right? So you have first area is key industry updates. So what's really been happening from the side of the providers and the platforms, right? So the Googles and the Facebooks and the YouTubes and the Twitters and the LinkedIns and all that. A lot of changes, so paid search changes, so local changes. So just to put some spotlight onto some images on the news around local, right? So there's been quite a few changes around the local business side of things for Google. Most recently, and this was maybe several weeks ago, about a month ago, is that Google allowed the integration of Google Plus with Google My Business. So, for example, you can actually start to do posts and updates with the Google My Business listings. That's the listings on the maps that you see. So, so that was pretty cool. We're definitely trialing things at the moment. So we encourage you to have a look at that, right? As you can see here, Google updates GMB insights email, right? That's another Google update. And now, if you look at Google adds new menu to results local panel, pretty cool. Social, Snapchat links and Instagram story video replies. So for all those who are in the social media / influence game, right? There is a website called the Social Media Examiner, right? That is actually really good for anything to do with social media. So I would encourage that you guys follow that as well. So the first segment is key industry updates. Second segment is helpful strategies, tips, and tricks. Okay, so if you look through there, these are not industry updates today, so they don't come from what we call providers and platforms. They come from various, contributors in the community and industry on how to improve the online marketing aspect of a business. So things like optimizing for voice search, masterful SEO insights that will change your life, enhance your search results, rich snippets. So rich snippets is pretty much the type of information that you see on a search result that would show stars. Like, for example, if we were to say property Perth, right, and you type this in and click property Perth, okay, so if you look down here, so you look at these links, right, you see the fact that these are actually quite unique, right, so it's different from the normal traditional setting. So they have the title tag driven text, you have the URL, and then you have the description tag driven text, right? You have these. So these are most likely driven by what we call markup, right? So markup is just a fancy terminology for a bunch of text wrapped around your current content on the website to allow it to be identified meaningfully by the search engines, and this, in this case, identified by Google to have all these information as well. So very important, especially if you want to increase your click-through rate on a search results page, right? Definitely look at that. 5 common mistakes made by B2B paid search novices. 4 tips content machine. I mean, the thing is, with all this, right? There is a lot of information out there. Okay, so the most important thing for you is to make sure that you understand your business as much as possible, right? And then really look at applying what you know to it. Okay, 2 more pieces of news, right? We also now do a weekly or bi-weekly blog post on various topics within digital marketing, right? So the first one you have here is about metadata and SEO. So what is metadata, right? Metadata is actually a very important aspect of online marketing. It's only a few lines of code, right? And very little text per page, right? But highly important, highly important. So definitely look at that. We got a guest post here about Google data mining. So what happened was that AdWords just recently, Google just recently stopped mining data on free Gmail user accounts, right? So that's a big change in policy, very significant event. So in this article, we'll just be talking about the impacts of it and the view of going forward for retail advertisers and any other business as well. And the last one is the video, which is the English Google Webmaster Central office hours hangout, right? Now, this is great. So the English Google Webmaster Central is a great video that's, I guess, updated and released on the YouTube channel every few weeks, if not every week. Great insight, deep knowledge into organic search and SEO, right? Highly recommend that you follow this as well. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of information, right? And it's quite in-depth, it's quite technical, especially when you're dealing with a site that is quite complex, right? That has a lot of pages, that maybe have a lot of problems, that may need a lot of work. And I guess this is the reason why people still come to us to get help with the digital marketing, because yes, it's great to know this, but it's hard to implement all of these, especially when businesses have 101 other things to do. So if you are in that situation, right, please definitely get in touch with us, and we can assist in the workload, as well as providing the deep level and also at the high level strategy and tactical support to the business as well. Okay, cool. So that's nice. Next thing is that what you want to do is, okay, once you read this and you subscribe for it, that's fine. Tip of the day. Okay, so I did say that there was a tip of the day, right? I guess in terms of when you watch this video, what can you take out of it, right? So something that I've been coming across recently, and I think it's a kind of the nature of the beast when it's nearing new financial year or into financial year, right? A lot of websites are launching. A lot of websites are, beginning their stages of a redesign, right? And we've come across some situations whereby a company has been given advice, right, on web design and search engine optimization and how they both should work together. Okay, so search engine optimization is all about creating a good user experience, a search experience for the visitor. Okay, and what does that mean? It means that we need to provide a great search experience, allow them to find what they want. Okay, most of the times, a large proportion of it will be related to content. Okay, which is why content marketing is important, and you'll see in a moment soon when we talk about the event that we're going to talk about content marketing as well. Content is definitely important, being relevant. So making sure that the website content, right, is geared towards not just the users, the human visitors, but also the search engines is important. Now, given that that's the case, we'll put that aside and we'll look at web design. Okay, so what is web design? Web design is designing a website, right? Designing a channel, a marketing channel, in effect, and now much more than a marketing channel. It could be a sales and marketing channel or a holistic channel. Now, creating a channel where people can go on, right, like a virtual shop front, and then look around, understand what the business is, learn more about the business. And how do you learn more about the business on a website? By looking at words, by looking at images, by looking at video. So as you can see, there's a common overlap, right? So because web design and SEO overlap so much, right, it is crucial, absolutely crucial, that when you think of web design or a redesign, right, always think of getting in a team or kickstarting a search engine optimization campaign. The best reason why this should be done is because this is the most ideal time, most ideal opportunity for you to go in and actually structure a website to be SEO friendly, right? To be search engine optimized. Doing this while the redesign is actually occurring, because a lot of companies fall into this pitfall whereby they will do all the web design, okay, and they get the website launched and stuff like that, and then they'll think, oh, now I think it's time to do SEO. But then when they go to the SEO agency, like, for example, they come to us and they say, oh, Cheech, we just built a website, it's great, it was 50 grand, it was nice, we'll do SEO now. And I was like, okay, so did you do any SEO before you started web design? He's like, no, we wanted to do it afterwards. I'm like, well, this is what's going to happen, right? So we're going to do the research, and we're going to do the recommendations. And what you're going to notice is that we're going to make a lot of changes, a lot of proposed changes that will require or may require you to actually do more changes or modification to the website. And what does that mean to the business owner? It means that they actually will be paying, in some cases, the money twice to get the same thing done. So they will have to pay for the changes that could have been done whilst during the web design stage if we were brought in much earlier into the project. If you understand that concept, right, then you know why SEO is so important to be done before the website is launched, and ideally it should be done in parallel or just a little bit earlier, but definitely in parallel with the web design project. And that way there'll be a large collaborative effort, right, between the three triangles, so what we call the client, the digital marketing agency, the SEO agency, and then you have the web design. So that's cool. That's very, very cool. That's the tip of the day. So if you or someone else you know is going through this, right, and they are going through web design without an SEO agency, right, please help them. Tell them about it. Show them this video and let them understand why it's important, and then please come to us to have a chat and we can help you out. So there's that, right? So that's the tip of the week. Now, what's next on the agenda? Just a couple more things. Okay, so we just kind of reached the last part of the event, right? The last part of the event is about our upcoming training workshop, right? So training workshops, it's something that we haven't done before. We just started this company maybe 2.5 years ago, so we're really quite new. And we have a lot of work that's going on in client work, and it's always been asked, a lot of times. So when are you guys going to hold a training seminar, workshop, Cheech, because you give so much value. We thank you so much for it. We'd love for other people to kind of come in and really understand and absorb what we do as well on a daily basis, to be taken back to the company, to be implemented, right? So after quite a long time and many requests, right, we are now just putting out an expression of interest, right? So what we've done is we actually created a Eventbrite page, right? So if you just go to the Eventbrite and actually type in expression of interest, or you type in Ignite search, right? Or you can just go browse events, right? What you see is our event actually showing up in the search results. So just note that this is not a ticket to the event per se, right? This is an expression of interest only. So if you buy a ticket, obviously it's free. If you buy a ticket, right, then we will get your details, and then once we collated all our responses and feedback, and we actually designed the event in concrete, right, then everyone that has registered on Eventbrite will get first rights to the event, meaning we will reach out to everyone in the email first, right, the ones that have shown commitment and interest in the event. We'll reach out to them, ask them if they'd like to join. If they don't like to join, then we'll open it to the general public. So yeah, so if you're watching this video, right, you're in a very lucky position. So please look at the event, check it out, spread the word. If you know someone that's actually willing to learn more about SEO, and also not just SEO, but also about content marketing as well. This is going to be a very, very cool event, an event that's never been done before, right? It's going to be structured in many different ways, following our model of overwhelming value, right? We can very safely say that by the time you walk out of the 3 hours or however the hours of the seminar, training, workshop, right, then you would have said, wow, man, that is like crazy. The amount of stuff that we got from that is amazing. So that's very exciting. So please spread the word on that one as well. A lot of cool stuff on that. We'll keep you updated in terms of any other information about the event itself. Obviously, it's definitely going to be held in Perth, somewhere convenient, somewhere close, somewhere professional. That obviously is due to be confirmed. So keep following our Facebook. Keep following our YouTube channel. Keep following us on LinkedIn. So we do a lot of posts on LinkedIn. But yeah, follow our Facebook. Join us as a fan. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on LinkedIn, right? To keep on top of all these things, because if you want to stay ahead, right, definitely follow us, and we will bring you there. That's it actually for our chat today in terms of the recap from our end. Right, so we covered quite a few things already, and I do hope that you got something out of this video, out of this podcast, in terms of value, in terms of what we talked about. If you have any questions at all, always please ask us. Otherwise, have a great weekend. All the best for the coming week, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, see you.